I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand.
The properties of fool's gold.
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard!
You fool! Fool, idiot, moron, nut, stupid.
You two are just dumber than a bag of hammers.
One of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
It's called fool's gold.
Fool's gold. Or fool's gold.
And it doesn't even need to have like a hard intro, this.
Well, this could be the intro now.
It could just be started.
Yeah. Because I usually go, like, it's fool's gold.
People know what it's called, though. They've clicked on it.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
So this is it. We're in.
All right, it started. How are you, Mick?
I'm all right. Yeah, same a bit of a weird one this week, but all right. Bit tired.
Yeah.
Got 5 hours sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not a disaster, is it? But,
no, 5 hours is bad enough, though. Like, 5 hours is, I'm a grumpy bastard a day after a 5.
Yeah,
like I'm an 8 hours a night man. If I get less than 8, like I'm just shitty. I'm just a shitty human being.
Well, you don't tend to wake up very early, do you?
No, I'm so nocturnal, man. And like lockdown does not help that at all.
No, sometimes like I'll send you a WhatsApp in the morning and like,
happening.
And you ain't getting back. It's like last seen and it's always yesterday.
Yeah, I am not online.
Yeah, last seen at 6 a.m. Oh, Rob's been up early. No, he hasn't.
Nah, like my normal, like if I'm left alone and they've got nothing to get up for at all, my normal natural cycle is 4 a.m. till midday is my sleep.
Right.
And like it's just that's I don't know what it is, man. It's just I've always been like that. It's just that's when I'm naturally awake. And like people always think
that's
it's
when
like
you're naturally asleep.
Well, yeah, people always think that like it's one of the things that proper annoys people. Like, oh, it's so lazy getting up at midday. I've had the same amount of sleep as you. I've just done it later. Like, tell you what, I love that time at about 3 or 4 in the morning, you know, because it means that no one can ask anything from you, right? There's no danger of you being disturbed by anyone. My phone's not going to beep with someone wanting things. I can just chill.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I always get like, I've got to, it's getting a bit late and I've got to get up tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't have the idle lifestyle I do.
No.
Like, I'm a full-time comedian with no kids, mate. So that's a very different proposition.
Yeah.
You've got more going on in your life, haven't you?
I used to have that. I used to have that thing that you have, freedom.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man, yeah.
And I did used to use it. I will happily sleep for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, I do believe it.
I
believe you'd hibernate if you could.
Yeah, when I was younger, I did. I remember thinking, I'm sleeping. I'd go to bed around midnight.
Yeah.
And I'd get up around midday.
Yeah.
And I did that a lot. And do you know what? I was pretty happy. You don't see many
You're
depressed.
in a fucking good mood, aren't you?
How many koala bears do you see that are depressed? It's fucking right, laugh.
There must be a relationship. The longer people sleep, like the happier they seem, innit? Like, does that hold true with animals? Like, what animals sleep fucking ages?
I think koalas do 20 odd hours a day.
And like, that they seem cheerful.
What great evolution that is, that we found a way of just sleeping.
Yeah.
Do you like there's things are scurrying about all the time?
That's it, man.
And it's like, really hard work. They just fucking relax.
It's true. There's some animals who are like always on the fucking go.
Yeah. Like rats and mice and rodents and stuff like that.
You've got to keep going. Got to keep moving.
Sharks, got to keep swimming.
Sharks,
or they'll die.
Yeah.
That's knackering.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like flies.
Flies, man. Oh, sometimes a fly will just sit
and eat some poo for a bit.
Yeah. Do you ever like have that war with the fly? You're just like, fucking hell. And you're like, where is it? And you spot it, and it's like
chasing it around, trying to Mr. Miyagi the cunt.
Totally. And then you think, do you know what? It probably went, and you're like, oh god. And you're looking for it, then you see it, and then you're trying to get the fucking. It's toying with you.
It's like that episode of Breaking Bad, man. Like, have you seen that?
Yes,
I've seen. The way I said that, it sounded like Breaking Bad Man. What's up? Welcome to Breaking Bad Man. We're gonna make some fucking meth and ting.
Breaking Bad Man in it. We're gonna go down and that's my noise for gunfire.
Sounds like you stepped on a cat.
Yeah, it does. It's like I stepped on a cow full of helium.
But like for koalas to sleep 20 hours a day, do they just have like no predators then? They mustn't do.
They mustn't do. They must have evolved
Why are there so
in such a way.
fucking few of them then?
Yeah, that's a good because they don't do anything.
Oh, that's true. That's why they're fucking endangered, isn't it?
Yeah, like really old. Like, did you mate? Oh, I knew there was something like that. I'd been sleeping.
Sorry,
so
mate, it's
long,
Shark
man.
Week. I've been watching that.
Yeah.
You know, they've got to keep moving all the time. Looks knackering, lad. I don't know why I've given a koala this
I
accent.
know, yeah, it's like northwest kind of koalas.
Sort of sounded like Warrington-y.
Yeah, it wasn't quite scales. It wasn't quite.
A bit of a wool. It's a bit of a wool,
it
this
was a
koala.
woolback.
He's not got a purple bin.
I'm sound, man. I'm just got up. I got any leaves. Wake up. Oh, you've gone back off.
Well, that's their move, isn't it, with koalas? They have evolved to live in what they eat.
Where do they live?
They live in Australia.
Knew it.
Like, 'cause they're marsupials.
Are they I don't know.
There's not a jungle in
Is
Australia.
it marsupial? Oh, there is. It's tropical in the north.
It's not like a jungle, though,
The
is it?
Australian jungle.
Australian jungle.
Well, mate.
Oh, good night, mate. We can't move for bloody monkeys around here.
The fucking jungle.
Oh, down in the bottom of the jungle. Let's go down. Bloody love a bit of ombongo, me,
Well,
mate.
welcome to the jungle. Yeah. Mate, I'm not very good at Australian accents.
Yeah, no, we've just proved that.
Flaming glass.
I don't think there's like a jungle, like, you know, George of the Jungle sort of jungle.
It is tropical-esque.
All right, I can believe that. It's
You
a
know,
big old country.
marsupials, does that like, it sounds like a shit band, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a shit indie
Well,
band.
there was the wombats.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, what defines a marsupial? Because are kangaroos marsupials?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I thought they were. They jump around and they've got pouches.
That is an accurate description of a kangaroo.
Yeah, it is, man. But the koala bears do they have little pouches? Do they? They certainly don't jump around.
I think they do have little pouches.
Do they really?
I think
That's
they
really
do.
nice.
I've
isn't
seen
it?
a koala in a zoo. In San Diego Zoo. They had like the
Stay
only.
classy, mate.
They had like something like the only albino koala in the world.
Really clutching at straws. What can we get that's unique? I've got an albino koala somewhere in the Australian
Are
jungle.
you telling me if there was a sign said "World's only albino koala"?
I would be impressed.
You would go have a fucking
Yeah,
look.
you'd
I'm
have a
pulling
gander.
off the motorway for that. If there's one of those little brown signs like Model Village,
Come and see me.
albino, mate, it was good. Good koala. but
Amazing
I'm pretty
marsupials.
Sure, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I think the pouch is a marsupial thing.
So, like, a koala bear will just be sleeping in its mummy's little pouch, and then, like, it'll grow up and just sleep on a tree.
Yeah, I think that's the life cycle of the
Pretty much, isn't it? And
koala.
then forget to mate. And, we're dying out here, pal.
Yeah.
You need to get shagging.
Speaking
That
of,
must be knackering if you don't do anything all day and then you suddenly you're shagging. I wonder how they have sex. Do you reckon it's just like a slow
slowly,
wriggle?
yeah, I don't think it's going to be
slow
like
wriggle, innit? Maybe they fall asleep halfway through, a bit like me.
Yeah, koala women aren't going through the fucking headboard. Are
No,
they?
they're not.
Spoons, just in spoons. I think just gentle love making.
Yeah,
stroking each other.
Yeah.
Whispering each other's little koala ears.
Yeah.
Hot, heavy koala breath on the back of the neck. I'm just making koala erotica
Yeah,
here.
totally. Offering a leaf, like caught in her beforehand, just
Fanning her gently.
yeah, just stroking a pouch.
Instead of like petals on the way to the bed, it's just little sticks of bamboo.
Yeah, there you go. Do they ever eat like insects? Do you think? Or
I don't know if they do, you know.
I bet they've got loads in the fur, you know, little flies and stuff.
Well, we do as well. There's like mites and that live all over humans.
Mice.
Mites.
Oh right.
Yeah, you'd notice a mouse.
I was like, fucking hell, that's scratching down there, man.
No, but like little tiny, like microscopic creatures.
You know what?
They're all over you.
Yeah, they're all over your pillow. I mean, bloody.
They're all over you right now.
When I was, yeah, they are, but we.
Especially you.
Yeah, they love me, mate. I once watched a thing when I was a kid about, it was like, you know, Newsround, it was something like that, or Blue Peter or something.
Lisa Nazimba dropping the bombs.
Mate, they did a thing about termites in your bed, right?
Termites?
Like bed
bugs, not termites.
Or whatever they are,
Termites just eat the leg off.
Well, you know, they got the microscope out, and these things are hideous, right?
Oh, yeah,
And
man.
they went, oh, so like, you've got about 5,000 of them on your pillow.
Yeah.
Good
Sleep
night.
tight, yeah.
And I was like, Mum, get the Hoover out. We're hoovering the bed. I remember my mum hoovering the bed, and I couldn't fucking get to sleep, man. It's horrendous. I just had to forget about it.
Oh no, like it's you gotta be careful.
Eventually, I do that. Really, that works for me.
Yeah.
Just forget you. I do forget things.
Yeah, no, like no, it's same with me as well, man. If you've got a brain that's just naturally forgetful, it's useful for
Ignorance
that.
is bliss.
Yeah, I know,
It's like
yeah.
the problem. Just pretend it's not there and it'll
Ignorance.
go away.
Oh, that are we coming up with a new parable? Laziness is bliss. I think.
Yeah,
there you go.
laziness is needed, my friend.
It fucking is. I've had enough of it, though, to be honest, by now. But actually, whilst we're talking about horny koalas reproducing,
Oh yeah, so
I do have a little thing. You know, the question on everyone's lips.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone's been following since your vasectomy that we discussed in week 1.
Yeah,
You have been prescribed by the doctors a period of 20 wanks. You have to have 20 wanks in order to get rid of the sperm. So let's go to Mickey now and ask, how many wanks?
How many wanks? How many wanks? How many wanks? How many wanks? How many wanks? How many wanks has Mickey had?
I made a fucking theme tune.
that was great. How did you move that theme tune? What?
I found on YouTube, shout out to whoever made this, someone had done a keyboard Casio. So people film all sorts of shit on YouTube. So whenever I'm making a video and I need shit, I just search for it on YouTube. There was just a guy who just filmed himself playing a Casio keyboard, playing the blankety blank theme tune.
So you just
And I was like, fucking brilliant. I'll have my own little lyrics
God,
over
you're
that.
so good at. It's like, do you know what, mate?
I am
No,
good. That is correct.
did we have? I was on
So
6.
how many?
I was on 6.
Right, yeah.
And what was the target?
The target is 20 overall.
Yeah, but what was the target,
This week? Well, we went from 1 first week to 2 the week after to 3 after that. So I think we were heading for 4 this week was the target.
Got there.
You got 4?
Yeah, man. I'm
Nice
really.
one.
I had it in my mind. I thought, gotta get 4 in. The first 2 were easy enough.
Right.
And then the missus kind of was like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you a blowjob.
Brilliant.
And I was like, fucking great. Sweet. And then I went, should we do it now?
Too eager.
She was like, no, what's this? I'll do it later. And I knew it was happening, and I fucking see it happening. I looked over about half an hour later, she's like, she was
mate,
fucking asleep. I was like, that blowjob's not fucking happening, is it?
Mate, I've had that so much. That's such a sign of, like, you know, when you're in a comfortable, nice relationship, that happens all the time. Just that sort of idea of a bit of sexiness is sort of introduced. Like, you know, you maybe like brush against each other in the kitchen and there's that little vibe on.
It's just,
and like we go like, it's fucking happening. We're definitely, and like they go, yeah, we probably will.
Yeah,
in their head.
There's like you've got a. It's like a computer game where you've got to fucking get the things, the tokens, and you've got to fucking get to the. There's a
don't
map.
say anything
man.
stupid.
Yeah, there's a map, and if you like, we'll just shag. They've got like, if he does the right things and it feels right,
and they don't,
and I'm
snooze.
I'm in the right mood and stuff.
It's the sleepiness.
When you've
that
got
does
kids,
it.
you've got to fucking plan it in, like some kind of like literally like when can we have sex? So 2 weeks.
Get you in for
Monday, yeah. And I've touched, I'm ovulating, we can't do it. And it's like, oh, you know. A lot of the time, I really want to shag her when she's ovulating. It's really weird. It's just, you always
there's
try
there's some pheromone shit going on.
maybe
there.
she's ovulating all the time. I'm ovulating again.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't again.
But anyway, back to the.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a weird story about the third wank.
Brilliant. Well, this is what we're here for, isn't it?
So I'm getting on with it. I thought to myself, do you know what? Keep the schedule going.
Yeah.
Because I've got to get 4 in this week.
Yeah.
And I committed to myself. I thought, Rach goes to bed and I'm committed. I thought, I'm going to have a fucking wank. I'll do it on the couch, right? Because you can see into my house, right?
Yeah.
But you'd have to come up to a window. And I've got a bit of a quite
Do
a
you
big
not
garden.
close the curtains for a wank?
No, it's danger wank, isn't it? I like the.
You like the little thrill that you might
Can you
get?
imagine? No, I don't. I'm just lazy. I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not going to close the curtain and have a wank. It just feels like I'm trying too hard.
Oh no, I'm like I lock mine down. Like I've got a meeting in the fucking Oval Office, man. I am fucking clearing the perimeter.
Do you know what, my mate. He got caught by his missus wanking a bit ago. We've got a WhatsApp group where it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? We're just fucking idiots. And it's like, I just got caught wanking by my bird. She come in from work and he said he had a wanking station, set up a wanking station. I was like, what the fuck's in your wanking station? It was like, he had lube, right? He set up like, you know, videos and stuff like that, tissues, lube, and something else.
Was this story happening in 1996?
Well, when I say videos, I mean I had some access to a screen.
Right.
But he had it set up around him, and he was going for it. His bird came in from work early and just caught him, and then just went, oh, and just shut door.
Oh, it's too much of a setup as well. Like that, the
It's
more
a fucking full wanking station.
the more effort that's gone in, the more embarrassing it is in it getting caught. Like it's like if you're caught
lube though,
lube. It's
I've
like
never done a wank with lube. Have you?
well, But
well, fingers up your ass and all sorts. You're
I'm
sick.
fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
mate.
you really
Like,
are. I've come to learn this.
Whenever you're like, have you ever? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, quite often.
I've been all over that,
mate,
mate.
like I fucking gave it a go. But like the thing is, I think it's more of an American thing, and certain communities do it more because
Yeah.
if you're circumcised, then you have to. because there's no like hood to rub over.
Oh, right,
your
really?
belt. Well, yeah, because there's nothing there, is it? Like if there's sort of like. So yeah, they like
just get some sandpaper and just fucking booze.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, that's horrible. Isn't
Like,
it?
but yeah, that's like lube up and like.
Do you know what? There'd be times I was that horny though. Like, do you want to do a sandpaper wank? I'm fucking let's do it. Fuck it. It's either that or nothing. Fine.
Yeah, right. Let's get going. It can't be that bad. Yeah, no, I've been there. But like, yeah, I don't often like. I don't need the fucking extra cleanup. But I think that's why like. Like
God knows how much you're cleaning up after your master. God knows what's all over the walls, man.
well, it's why like
sick, disgusting liquids everywhere.
Like
bodily fuel.
I do jizz an inordinate amount.
Do you?
Like I'm a very jizzy man.
Right, my mate was talking to me about this because obviously he's following the. I mean, I'm getting. By the way, thanks for all the comments and the slaps on the back and stuff, and following my wanking career for the 20.
Yeah. We're genuinely getting quite a lot of tweets, Mickey, from people cheering him on.
I really are.
So, check in and support him. It's nice. Nice knowing people have got your back.
My mate was like, I was like, I'm struggling to do 20 wanks here. How often do you wank? He's like, fucking hell. I was like, do you do double figures? He's like, yeah, double figures.
In a week?
He gets down to about 12. He's almost on 2 wanks a day. It's as if I don't.
That's too many.
Yeah, but he is literally like, he's always trying to pull birds.
Yeah.
He said, if I don't have a wank, it's literally falling out of me.
Yeah.
It's got jizz, just like you've opened a fucking bottle of fizzy water to. He's literally walking around like jizz just coming out of him, frothing out of him.
Yeah, you do it.
That's weird, don't it? I don't have that. I can go 2 weeks without jizzing.
Oh no, man! Like I need to keep my levels down in order to be like a productive member of society. Like there's a pressure that builds. And like, really? I just need to just for the sake of me being just my brain being all right, I make sure I'm regularly milked.
Right.
Just after a little while, I just get a bit weirder. I don't do anything about it. But in my head, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
So I just keep the levels down.
What's the longest you could go without wanking?
I've never tried. I've never attempted to.
Yeah.
But
are you daily?
Nearly. Not quite. I'm in my 30s now. I was when I was younger. But if I don't, I just get I've got such a vivid pictorial imagination. I imagine really vivid images. It's what makes me a good comedian.
Yeah.
Because I see pictures really vividly and then I describe them. But if you're just getting those impulsively and I can't control it, I would just get
You just be on stage like tits, jizz, just.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't come out of my mouth. It's just in my brain.
Yeah,
I can deal with it.
Alan Partridge style.
You wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't even know from the outside. But I'll if I haven't jizzed for a week, say.
Yeah.
I will just be having graphic fantasies about banging grannies in the supermarket and stuff. I'll see a grandma and my head will be like, bang it. I'll be like, I don't want that. I don't want that.
Leave me alone, you sex demon.
Yeah, exactly.
Sex demon within.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got this sex demon.
Right.
I don't think I'm very sexy.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm.
You're a bit too lazy.
Yeah. I'm definitely I think I'm quite feminine, really. When it comes to sex,
need the emotion, right?
I think I do need the emotion, and for me, it's more about being wanted. I find that sexy. If someone wants me, that turns me on.
I get that a lot, man. Half the time, it's just the validation of knowing that someone would.
I just want to be loved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you? Yeah. Well, let's do it then.
Oh yeah, that always cheers me up. Now, I would never cheat on my missus. She's brilliant, and my life's dead good. And it's not me. But I like knowing that women would like me to.
Yeah.
If a woman's like, do you want to? I'd be like, no, but I'll be smiling about that all day.
You're in the wank bank for a long time, my love. I'm keeping levels down with your face and your tits in my mind.
But yeah, you got to do whatever you got to do to keep yourself as a responsible human being. God,
anyway, talking responsible human beings, back to the third wank.
Oh, yeah.
It's dodgy, man. It's dodgy territory. So I'm wanking on the couch, right? It's going all right. And then I look over and suddenly I notice the cat's just sat next to me. And I'd not really...
sat next to you?
Yeah, sat next to me.
And to the sofa.
She was... I got to get some tissues and then sat down and just, started beating one out.
Right, so tissues is your clean-up method?
Yeah, I wank onto the tissue, man.
Right, so would you put the tissue down and then aim at it?
Yeah.
All right, I've got too forceful a trajectory for that. I overshoot. I've got to be more careful than that. I'm like blasting the tissue off the table.
Is it like when you turn on the hose pipe and it's just out of control?
Mate, did you see those protests in Hong Kong when they brought out the water cannon? It's like protesters flying.
So how do you clean yours up then?
Like various methods, like lay me into some a toilet or a summer, or like
a massive Rob's wanking bucket.
Yeah, like I used to be more of a proponent of the sock method, but,
right?
You know, like not so much anymore. I like my socks staying nice now. I've got nicer socks now. I've got like donuts, so I'm not wanking into them.
It looks like an acid trip. It really does.
But like, you know, I could never do like some of my mates will just like jizz on their belly. But I tried that once and I hit my fucking chin.
Yeah, you've got to make sure you point it in the right direction.
Yeah, and I don't want to be like thinking too much about aim. Like, I normally just, you know, fucking do it down the toilet or something.
I thought you say AIDS then.
So anyway,
we all think about AIDS.
You're on the sofa, tissues at the ready.
I remembered something. I once slept with a girl, and then I went to the doctors and said, "Have I got AIDS?" And he went, "I would about have AIDS," and he asked me loads of questions, and just the look on it. I was about 18, 19, I think.
That's so funny. The propaganda got in your brain, and you're like, "I've got AIDS now."
I just remember thinking, "You slept with a girl without using a condom. Like, you could be in trouble. Go to the doctors. I'm worried."
Oh, mate, first time I did that,
man.
I was proper worried as well. And like, thinking back, I probably should have been, because like this girl came up to me with my student union, and this is like, you know, I was 18 and like all my Christmases came at once. This girl just came up to me and she just went, "Have you got a girlfriend?" I went, "No." And she goes, "Do you want to come home with me?" Literally that.
I think I'm going to wank about that.
And there was a little moment where I was just like, "What? What?"
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was great. But then like, yeah, like obviously that's not the kind of girl that's using a condom. Like, you know, it's
up to you to use the condom, mate.
Well, yeah, I didn't have one on me, and I was like, meh.
Yeah.
But then I was dead panicked afterwards, and then afterwards, I rolled those dice a lot more times.
Yeah, I mean,
once you know the duck was broken.
Yeah,
I wasn't worried about.
Yeah, you do. You repetitive behaviours kind of puts you in a position of kind of like.
Never had an STD. I've never had one. Never had one, mate. So you know, completely.
My mate who jizzes loads, he's never had one either, and he's stuck his dick in some fucking horrendous situations. I thought I got away with that. He once shagged 6 birds in 24 hours.
That's very good going.
And it's been kind of confirmed by other mates that were out on that particular day. 6 birds, man, in 24 hours.
Well, I'm glad he's having such a fun.
It's sickening. I couldn't do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I just want to have a cuddle. I always have sex about once or twice. Have a cuddle.
Well, clearly, otherwise, you know, this How Many Wanks game would have finished fucking ages ago.
I know, man. So anyway, cat's
you're
right?
You're on this. We're gonna circle right back.
And then suddenly I'm beating away, and I notice the cat's just like, you know, like a cat looks at you with its eyes, like, you know, kind of affectionately.
Like, what are you doing?
But also like, yeah, inquisitive.
It's never seen a sexy look.
Yeah, and I was like, well, sometimes you can. Ever got turned on by stroking a cat?
No.
Not with dogs. You don't get turned on by a dog. With dogs, like, hey, but cats, you can get a bit turned on if it's like rubbing up and stuff, and it's like really get into the stroking session. You know. Okay. I've slightly got turned on by it because it wanted me.
I'm very much a dog person. I don't think I like cats enough.
Try out a cat, mate. You know,
I don't think I want to.
Well, my cat's
I don't think I want to.
My cat's a bit jumpy. It was a rescue cat. It got left in a skip in aerials. It had 6.
And you keep trying to bum it.
It was found. It was a year old. It had fucking 6 kittens at a year old.
Oh, bless.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I wasn't trying to bum her. That's the thing. I didn't know what to do. Suddenly, I'm thinking to myself, what should I do? And then she fucking got up and started coming over to do a rub on. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, no, that's going too far, man. I can't wank with the cat. I just can't do it.
You can't make it like a mutual thing. I think that's a crime.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I stopped wanking.
Yeah, that's
good.
And
then I didn't want to touch her my hands. I thought that's a bit weird as well.
Yeah.
You know, like,
worried you might get too turned on. It might come a bit too quickly if you did.
Like, this is my thing, man.
Yeah, that's a problem. You don't want to accidentally give yourself a new shameful thing, do you? What if I'm into this now?
Oh no, I'm into shagging cats.
I hope this isn't part of it.
No, I didn't. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to risk it.
That's why.
So I just give her a little shove with my arm. But I didn't want to. I don't like being elbowed to her because she's jumpy as it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like a nudge with the elbow here, part of my arm like that. But she persisted and came back. So in the end, I literally had to stop the wank and nudge her off the couch. And then when I finished the wank, I felt like empty.
Good, you finished it properly.
Yeah, but empty in my soul, man. I was like, I just fucking moved.
mate,
I'm wanking on my couch.
That's some brutal post-nut clarity. That that thing of like after you come for a guy, there is a moment where you like snap back into reality, and it's fucking grim. Yeah, when there's a cat looking at you.
Yeah, man, that's a new low, man.
Brutal one. At least you have a medical reason. A doctor ordered you to have a wank. He didn't say anything about a cat.
Cat's eyes were invented by a Yorkshireman, you know.
They were, but we're not moving on from you wanking with a cat just yet.
Okay.
Like, was it a doctor who gave you a vasectomy or a fucking vet, mate?
Mate, I'm all about the pussy.
Anyway, so you've had 4 more.
Yeah, I mean, I got to the halfway mark.
So you're halfway.
Yeah.
You're halfway. There we go.
Yeah.
How many wanks? 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 How many wanks has Mickey had?
10.
10 in. Is it 4 weeks, man? It feels like that's not enough.
4 weeks, yes. It's the first one. So episode 1, you've had 3 weeks because this is the 4th episode.
I know,
so
I'm really putting
week.
effort into it. I bet there's blokes listening to this thinking, fuck, I'm doing that in a week.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I've definitely outpaced you, and I've not been trying. But I've also not been injured. You know, I've not had a
outpacement. I thought just came in for you. I'm just going for it there.
Probably just trying.
What pace do you go at? Do you start off slow, or do you sometimes?
Well, yeah, you don't go in at full pace, do you?
Sometimes I do.
Well, you just start off at like
like a psycho. Yeah.
Fucking hells, now you got to chill out a bit, man. You got to work up, romance yourself a little more.
Yeah, you've got to turn yourself on a bit. And sometimes you can be turned on, though. I just go straight in for the kill sometimes.
Well, sometimes you got to go stroke the cat a bit
before you
get going.
Get your cat hand, get your fur.
So the thing I have been doing, though, because I am worried about being like, because I'm such a dirty boy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's disgusting, mate.
I am a disgusting boy. So I try and, like, keep a lid on it a bit. Because, like,
Right.
there's bits of my brain that sort of pop up. It's like that thing of like, I hope that's not a thing now. There's certain bits where I'm like, oh, and I'm like, no, you know what? I don't need that in my life. And I just sort of push these thoughts.
You just pull the finger out of your ass.
And just go, you know what? I don't need to be this dude. No, it's like, you know, you see a little something online and you're like, I'm like, no, I don't need to. So like, I wind it way back because I've got mates who've like, you know, it's so easy to do with like online porn is to like keep clicking and just go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you've got a fucking bizarre... It's why, like, no little kids... You know, like Generation Z, like all the 18-year-olds and that, loads of them have got erectile dysfunction. Because, like, they can only come if there's, like, a German dwarf wearing a rabbit suit nibbling on the bollocks.
Yeah.
You know, because they've got such a specific thing.
Yeah.
So I've wound it
God
way
almighty,
back.
kids.
And like I like ration the porn I'm allowed. And like I keep it fucking vanilla, and I keep it like, you know, like not the really horrible.
Yeah.
You know, I just keep it nice because I think
you do battle with your sex demon, don't you?
a little bit. Well, I don't as
My
much
sex
anymore.
demon's really like it's like a koala bear, man. It's asleep all the time.
I'm much less horny than I used to be. Like,
Yeah.
this is a thing I've definitely.
I've got a sex demon within me. Don't get me wrong, but it is very koala-like.
Yeah.
Yours is.
You've got to coax it out.
I'm scared of your sex demon.
Mine was like a fucking.
If it could be an animal, what would it be?
Well, it'd be like a scrapyard dog, you know, like pulling at the chain.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always chained up as well, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's in multiple chains.
And I'm like that old bloke who works there, like, don't worry about him.
He's all right.
He won't bite if you don't get close.
He's all right. Just don't mention German dwarfs.
But, you know, like, this is all, you know, you keep it internal is the very important thing.
Yeah.
You keep all this shit to yourself and you deal with it yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Us English are quite prudent when it comes to sex.
Yeah, but we're also like...
Is that the right word?
Dirty.
Prudent or prude?
Prudish.
Prudish.
Prudent's
Thanks.
more like...
I got the wrong suffix.
Yeah, prudish, but like, but we are on the surface. But like, all like the countries and cultures, I think that suppress it the most are like the most crazy, dirtiest ones. British people are low key filth. Like,
Do you reckon?
There's a lot of casual sex in Britain because we drink so fucking much. Like, Japan is the most fucked up sexually country.
I mean,
They super repressive.
Do you know what? I can't imagine Japanese blokes having sex. But I can imagine...
Mate, have you not seen the videos with the blurry genitals?
No.
Have you not seen that? Japanese porn, they like sort of pixelate the dick and vag a lot of the time, yeah.
Why?
Just, I don't know. I feels like at this point...
If you're going to do it,
I know, but like they've got like a lot of like weird stuff like sex wise, and like look, I'm gonna wade out into this dangerous water, and make a lot of cultural assumptions about a country I've never been to. I'm just gonna go with my wild ignorance, but as is my understanding of this country I've never been to.
Whatever you say, mate, is gospel to me right now. I fully believe whatever you're about to say.
But there's like, but it is quite it's quite a staid and repressed and like organised, and like the culture is very much of like,
it's obedient as well, isn't it? They're quite like,
there's much less individualism.
Hierarchy. Yeah,
it's more collective.
It is actually, yeah.
Yeah, so like with that, it means a lot of like desires repressed, which means like Japanese porn gets crazy, man. All the hentai and stuff they draw, and there's like
what?
Like hentai's like anime but porno. So, like, do you know anime? Like Japanese cartoons?
I do know about that.
It's like that, but porno. And hentai is mad shit, man. They have, like, octopus tentacles fucking people. That's, like, a really, like, common thing in hentai.
So, you're telling me that, like, a lot of Japanese people get off on cartoons?
Not just Japanese people now, man. It started in Japan. Right. Now it's massive worldwide. Like,
okay, so people are jacking off to cartoons now.
Loads of people. Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? Like, you know, there's a few cartoons. You get turned on by a cartoon woman sometimes that are just fit as fuck.
You got turned on by a fucking cat, mate.
Yeah, I did actually.
You get turned on watching Pepe Le fucking Pew. No, like
do you know what? My laugh's got a bit like recently. I'm doing too much smoking.
Yeah,
I've decided today I'm going to quit.
Oh yeah. What's brought this on?
A bit of paranoia about my health.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing to do, man. I gave up like 2 years ago. I gave up fags for the last time. You know, I gave up a couple of times before. And like, what I'd say is, I don't think anyone ever regrets it afterwards. You know,
I've given up before, not fully, but where I don't have them in the house. When I've got it in the house, it's like it calls to me. It calls to me. I struggle.
That, like the way I give up shit is like, and I've had to give up loads of stuff. Like, is I just like, I call it, and as soon as I have that thought, it's done. Like, I don't have a last one. I just throw it all away, and it's just done. It's the only way I can do it. Did that with fags, and like, just get into vaping, man. It's not.
I've got some back. I've not thrown it away.
Well, like,
it's not going to work. This.
Look, if you want to finish that, whatever, but get on vaping, man, and get a good vape, right? Okay. Don't get like one of the shitty little pens. Get one of those big like nerd vapes, the big box ones. Ask me, I'll give you a recommendation.
Yeah, because I've tried them, but I don't get the hit that I want in my throat.
No, but you can get that more or less depending on the model. But what you also don't get is cancer.
Yeah.
So you just need to like, and you just make those little adjustments, and you get used to it, man. And honestly, it's not that hard after a while. Like, and you step down the strength.
I might vape it up then,
mate. You feel like a knobhead for a little while when you've got a vape.
People vape in rooms, and that annoys me.
Yeah, don't do that then. Just go outside.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it's like come on, mate.
There is a bit where it's like when it looks like, you know, like they're the fucking special effects on stars in your eyes.
Yeah.
And like, I used to have one of those vapes.
Fucking blue and green smoke bobbing out of his
just a
fucking
bit
mouth.
much, man. Because like, but those ones, like, they are nice and they're satisfying and they get you that impulse. And what I did was gradually reduce the strength of nicotine until eventually there was none in it, and I was just using it as a crutch, and then it just went. It was so easy, man. Like, honestly, it's way easier.
I'm not fully committed to it though.
You've got to be. This is the problem.
I'm
if
not
you're
fully
doing it
committed
half
to anything,
and half,
man.
I know. You've got to like make.
I'm 20 hours a day sleep.
You just got to make. You got to rip the bandage off and just fully fucking do it, and you'll feel great for it, man. Also, like,
I might ask for sex demon. See what he says.
Yeah, why do you need to smoke?
Wake him up. Just like, just shag her. What? Yeah, just go for it.
But man, like, I do.
Shaggy cat. Bye.
Like, I don't miss like smoking fags. It's a burden smoking fags. Like, you've always got to do it, mate. I did as well when I was smoking. But then when you don't, you really don't miss it at all.
Yeah, it doesn't massively improve your life.
No, it negatively affects it in loads of ways. Not just talking about medical or whatever. Just the day-to-day life of being a smoker is stressful, because like that's the symptom of you wanting a fag. Is you just get stressy, don't you? But I did, man. Like I'm not good when I'm short-tempered and frustrated.
Yeah, but you could have just 5 minutes, cigarette, 2 minutes, whatever.
Yeah, but you can't always. What if you're on a plane, man? Long journeys become a nightmare testing endurance.
This is true.
And like about an hour into a flight, I'd be like this. And then you just the whole way like fag. And then you get to the airport and you rush to that shitty little box you got to smoke in.
This is true, actually.
That bit at Ellen Road you got to go to when you're smoking the cop, you know, that like cage.
Yeah, that
minging.
Yeah, it does become a problem.
It's a horrible place to be, and it means you got to go there and you miss it. Like I would always go a little bit before the start of the half, you know, the end of the half in order to get there.
38 minutes.
Yeah, well, not
Missing
quite
the
that.
fucking
You'll be
goals,
fucking, I'll
getting
be
it
fucking
back.
But yeah, like it's inconvenient, isn't it?
It is
smoking?
inconvenient.
Like especially now. Like
I want to be in control of it, but I think I just want to stop it. Actually, now I'm a bit proud about my health.
well, yeah, like you know, like it's
Lungs aren't feeling great.
it's really bad for your health. I don't know if you've heard.
It is.
Yeah.
I've been smoking 25 years.
Well, this is it, man. Like, and it feels like you just. It does feel like it's one of the hardest things to give up, definitely, because it's like it's just constant. But you will replace it, and you just won't miss it. Honestly,
I think I'm quite. I like to have vices, and I'm not an addictive personality per se, in the sense
I am.
that I've been, you know, on heroin or whatever, and all that, and got into deep hard drugs. I've never done any of that. It's just I've always had like alcohol and cigarettes and but my father's like that.
Yeah, I'm the same, man. I was always like that, and I liked having vices, and I liked being a bit rock and roll and that. Like, but it gets to a point where you're like, you know, you just don't want to die, innit?
Yeah. Essentially,
so yeah, like
I think you get older though. You get older. When you're younger,
Yeah.
you've got, you know, you're not in touch with your own mortality at all. You're not bothered.
Mate, I've literally got a tattoo on my arm that says "Nothing can kill me" that I got done in my 20s.
Yeah.
Like, because I felt that, man.
Yeah, you don't think about the future. You don't need to, because you're just living in the now. But which is a great way to be.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's a way to be happy, but also, like, at some point, your now is going to be when you're fucking 60, and you're going to have to deal with you have to pay back that fucking bill, don't you?
Yeah.
And like, I just got worried about that, man. I was like, I am caning this hard. At some point, you know, it's got to give a bit, hasn't it? And like,
I'm not bothered about alcohol though. I've cut down. By the way, I've cut down my lagers.
Oh yeah.
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 I have. I've had a bottle of wine last night, for example.
Nice. Yeah, but like, you know, it's fine to have a vice. Like the thing.
Do you know what? I'd rather die 10 years earlier.
Yeah, exactly, and have a bit of
than
fun.
have a bit of fun.
Exactly.
If I'm 40 this year, I mean, I'm middle aged, man. I mean, I've lived a lot more than a lot of people have.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I'm exactly the same. I
don't think. Do you want to be 80?
Nah, man. You don't get. Like if you live 10 more years because of your health, you don't get 10 more good years.
No,
you don't
you
get to be 22 years
waiting.
old getting sucked off like all no, you're 90 and you shit yourself like. But yeah, so I always made that deal. But I think like with smoking,
what do you reckon happens to your sex demon?
I hope it fucks up. But like I know it doesn't, because there's loads of horny old blokes in it. It just stays. I think it just stays in us.
Some blokes there is, yeah.
Yeah. Like, definitely. I think it just fucking continues.
Ooh, I just thought about like a 75-year-old man having a wank with a cig in his mouth. It was horrible.
Oh, mate, they always do. But this is the thing with smoking. It's like...
Did they always do that?
What?
75-year-old men?
Yeah, definitely they carry on. But like what I'm saying is like smoking's the best one to quit, because like you've never had you've never had this conversation where you're like with your mates like, remember that night when we smoked all the fags?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man. Hey, we're having a party tonight. Bring round a 20 deck. Yeah. Like,
What do you do with your kids?
You do when you're kids, but you're 40 now. That's not the bit that makes the party, is it?
I'm not 40.
I know, but
I'm
like I'm saying
39.
you are. But like, you know, that's not the bit that makes the party, is it? Like, that's the easiest bit to give up. You still have all the fun.
You're right. I'm gonna try and stop smoking.
No, not that I want to be like Mr. Lecture, you give up shit.
No.
But
I suggest
I don't want you to die, Mickey.
I'm open to giving up now.
Yeah.
And I sound like Muttley when I laugh.
Mate, try vaping. It's the shit. It's the way to go. Like,
nah.
Mate, honestly, it'll help a lot.
It just feels a bit like you're a fucking dickhead to me.
Yeah, but otherwise...
Is that how you vaping? Nah, it's not for me. Do it or don't.
Just probably get over that though, man, because I don't want to deal with your rage for weeks.
I'm just
So are you just going to go full cold turkey and just style it out?
Yeah.
Fair enough, man.
That's how I've done it before.
Yeah. It's a rough couple of weeks doing that though, innit? Like, I just get the rage, man, because I'm quite short-tempered as it is. Like,
You'd be too busy masturbating with your finger up your ass to fucking notice you quit smoking.
Man, like, I'm like, because I'm like really chill until I'm not. Like, you know, like when I stress out, I'm fucking awful. My head goes, and I'm just a fucking stressy mess. And like when I gave up fags, I was just that all the time.
Stressy mess.
Just
I like that.
constantly, like, I would just be like swearing at drawers and stuff. Like, when I get my head goes like that, I screamed "fuck off" at the radio when I was driving. I was just driving to the fucking shop the other day, but I'd got my head like this. I was getting all stressed.
My rage is pathetic. Sometimes it's pathetic. Sometimes I can see myself doing stuff and like going, and I get like, because obviously Rach and I, we've got kids and that, and I just lose it. Yeah. But it's pathetic, mate.
I'm the same, man. I get so embarrassed afterwards when I come down from, like, because my head goes and I get all wound up, like, and frustrated, and then afterwards I chill out. I've got to like slink back and be like, I'm really sorry that I've been very hard to live with today. Yeah. Like, I always apologise afterwards.
Yeah, I do as well. I don't like being angry. I'm like, like with a teenager, like, Mom, stop coming in my room.
Mate, I
don't want to be here anymore. You don't know who I am. It's like, that's like my
exactly
rage.
The same, man.
So
I get such
shit.
like stroppy huffs where I'm like shouting at inanimate objects. I don't want to.
You don't understand.
Mate, when I worked in a cafe, in Cafe Nero, we talked about it last week.
Yeah. What were you again?
I was a maestro.
That's
mate.
it, maestro. Yeah.
So like I was having a bad day.
Do you ever wank at work?
No, but I did shag that. I'll tell you that story in a minute.
Okay.
But like this, I was dead angry. Right, one day I was like, it's all fucking going wrong. I'm furious. There's loads of customers stressing me out. And I marched up the stairs. There was a load of stairs up to the office.
You
marched up all angry, stomping, shouting to myself. I walked in through the doors of it was this little office that we had up there. And I had just this big plastic bin. Right, and I was fucking so angry. I booted this bin, one of those big like outdoors kind of bins.
Yeah.
I booted it proper hard.
That's going to hurt your foot, that.
Well, not my foot. It bounced off the fridge and came and smacked me right in the face. This fucking bin like this. I booted it, and like it brought me down from my anger.
Yeah, because you're that much of a dickhead. You went,
I'm that much of a
God.
tit. It made me laugh a little bit, and I was like, I need to calm the foot down. So I just had to sit in quiet. That's all I ever need. I get overstimulated. It's an ADHD thing. I just need to sit quietly for a second and then I'm all right.
Sometimes Rachel and I can be really angry, but then we'll start laughing about it because
she's stupid, isn't it?
She keeps her anger a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
But we can both start like, I can just calm down quite quickly most of the time.
Yeah, me too. I'm quick to go, but I'm quick to chill out as well. Like, it's how I've always been.
But I'm just pathetic at being angry.
Me too. I'm too like lanky and spindly to have like any like genuine threat behind anything.
I mean, anger. Yeah, it's just not. You want to live without it, don't you?
That's it, man. Like I want.
Do you reckon koalas get angry?
Yeah, man. Like they can't find a nice bamboo. Someone like.
Do you reckon they wank? Do you reckon they wank?
I don't think a koala would wank, would they? Maybe they would. I don't know. They're a type of bear.
I think actually the only animal that does sex that we know about without the need
for pleasure.
Sorry, is dolphins.
Yeah, I've heard that. But monkeys definitely wank because I've seen it at the zoo.
I suppose they'll be like some monkeys. They're very strict caste system monkeys.
Monkey racists.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. So that some monkeys at the bottom.
Oh, right. Monkeys are cancelled, mate. I'm over monkeys. Cancelled.
Cancel them immediately.
Yeah.
There's ones at the bottom, they don't get the birds at all.
Right.
So they'll still have the urge. So I suppose they'll just, if it's a wanking monkey, it's probably of a low caste.
Right.
And thus not worth your time.
If I was like Jordan Peterson or one of those people now, I'd be like, well, that's what our society's like.
Well, it kind of is.
A little bit. Like, there are...
Do you know, like, women are like, men... It's only about 10% of men that probably shag about 60-70% of the women.
Yeah.
So,
chads, absolute chads.
And there's probably about 30% of men that don't shag anyone.
Yeah, but like those men need to have a look at themselves.
That 10% are sexy, man.
This is it.
Sexy men.
Like I did a whole bit in my last.
They're jizzing fucking twice a day. Like my mate, they're frothing everywhere. They've got to stick the dick in somewhere.
Mate, I did a whole bit about incels on my last stand-up. On my stand-up special, Too Big to Fail. So incels are involuntarily celibate. Right, so it's a group online.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Of like blokes
that routine rings a bell now.
Yeah, so it's blokes who can't get laid, basically, and they're dead angry at women, and they're like, it's women's fault that I can't get laid, and they're always fucking mingers who never leave the house. Like, you've got to put in a bit of work for someone to desire you.
Yeah, you've got to get out and
You've
about.
got to go and do something. Prove
go
your worth.
online.
Yeah, try some you got to, and like, the problem they always have, what they're always angry about, it's not that there's no women who'll sleep with them, it's that there's no fit women who'll sleep with them. But if you're not fit, you don't get to...
You've got to lower your standards, man.
The line I use in the special I was particularly pleased about is just like, look, it's not that you can't get laid, right? It's just that you can't shag fit people because, look, right, not all of us want to be Premier League footballers, but we can't. But we can all have a kickabout in the park.
Yes.
Right? You've got to lower your fucking expectations.
Lower them standards.
Yeah.
Be wanted. Just if she wants you, it's sexy.
Yeah.
Make it sexy.
Make it sexy. I mean, and like, as we speak, we've been skating around it, like, obviously people are talking a lot about, like, with the news that's been going on, a lot of, like, women talking about how, like, scared they are in public and all this sort of shit. It's kind of important to, like, look at the moment, isn't it? Look, we are not the place that's going to fucking solve this. But I thought I had a really good tip today that I wanted to, like, say, right?
Don't murder women.
Yeah, don't do that, obviously. But the problem is, like, the people who listen to that sort of shit aren't the ones doing it. And, like, we can all, like, here's a really good thing that I was like, because there's been a lot of shit that's come out of this, like, discussion as well. There's been a lot of guys trying to make themselves look good, which I've got no time for.
The hashtags that trend about defending men actually offends me.
They're fucking dumb as shit.
This woman's died, and people are like, right, how can I fucking
let's make it about me, make it a debate.
Here,
Like, I tell you what I've seen a lot of, there's been a lot of, like, when women are rightly calling us out on a lot of shit, and, like, I think we've just got to sit and fucking listen a bit, but there's been a lot of men who've been trying to sneak round to the telling off side, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
You get back round here with us.
Yeah.
It's you as well. It's all of us. It's all of it. We've all been fucking creepy at some point. Every honest man has been creepy at some point.
Yeah.
It's about now us fucking not doing that any fucking more.
Yeah.
It's not about being, like, the purest ever.
I can honestly say I've never been creepy when I haven't been drunk.
Yeah.
But I have been drunk a lot of my life.
Exactly. So it happens, but so, like, now we've learned from this, we move on, but also, like, the really good tip for how to, like, make women feel safer in general. Like, we've all had the thing when we're, like, walking behind someone and they're, like, a bit scared. I cross the road, I hang back, do whatever you can. But this was a great practical bit of advice. If you ever see, like, a guy being creepy with a woman, what to do, right? There's, like, a thing where sometimes we're like, oh, I'll go and pretend to know the woman or whatever. Don't do that. The tip that was given was go and, like, pretend to know the bloke and confuse him. Right, and go talk to him and distract him. If you see,
the woman needs to be out of the picture and not
Give
put
her...
a bit, oh, do you know this man? Then suddenly you're putting pressure on the woman who is the victim.
Exactly. So just talk to him and go, Steve, like, remember me from the party? And he'll be like, I'm not Steve or whatever. And just whatever. And just keep him talking. Keep him distracted.
Engage him. Be a problem for him.
Be a problem and bring it on to you.
Totally.
Bring it on to you and take that hit. That's how as men we can, like, help,
That's a good idea.
I think that's genuinely good. So there we go.
It's my boyfriend. Steve.
Yeah, do you remember? We shagged in those toilets.
She's fit, Steve.
Yeah. But yeah, so there we go. Anyway, like, it's been on my mind. Like,
no, that's a good advice. It is good advice. I mean, I probably won't take it. I'll probably just see a woman in distress and ignore her and pretend it never happened.
Brilliant.
Because I'm a hero. No, it's totally different for women. You can't put yourself in their shoes at all.
Exactly.
I suppose what we could do is go into prison where we know there are sexual predators and then just live there for a bit.
Yeah, like, yeah.
and then, and they're like going, oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
feel that shit, man.
Yeah.
The best analogy I saw was from comedian Joe Wells. He was like, for anyone who's like, it's not all men, fine, we'll put you in a room with some snakes and not all of them are venomous. It's great. So, like, Shah's sisters, I've been like, because, like, I didn't want to, like, get involved on social media too much because, like, I think there's a lot of times with shit like this where people are just trying to show off how good they are and, like, take it over. And there's a lot of, like, blokes dominating the conversation.
I know.
So just fucking listen to women in it a bit.
Yeah,
like, once you finish listening to these men.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to stay away from it because it's not our place to talk about it.
Exactly, man. So, like, yeah.
It's just about...
We're not going to solve any fucking serious issues on the jizzing
apart from,
podcast.
I think I'll just end on one thing before we move on, is that it's not... people say what women are in danger, etc. like that. it's men attacking women.
Yeah,
the
man.
language matters as well.
Yeah,
It's like, what can women do to keep safe? It's what can men do to stop
women
attacking
already
women?
know all the shit to keep safe.
Yeah.
Like, they know those fucking things. Like, there's one thing women know, it's about fucking avoiding creepy
Poor woman
fucking
though,
men.
fucking hell. What?
Yeah, so...
And he was a fucking copper.
Yeah, like, don't fucking... Like, I wasn't massively shocked by that, to be honest. I've had enough run-ins with the cops.
The fucking power trippers.
Yeah, man. Like, fucking A-cab, lad. Fucking A-cab. Anyway, not that I want to fucking get...
Do you know what? I want to pick you up on something.
Oh, yeah.
Walking pace.
Yeah.
Because, that's a thing, right? It's the unspoken, isn't it? Because what you can't have is walking alongside someone you don't know.
Oh, yeah, man.
So sometimes I'd be commuting to work. I always lived half-hour walk from town back in the day, and I'd walk in. And you get your other commuters walking.
Yeah.
And what you've got to be able to do is settle into, someone's got to go ahead and someone's got to go, and you do a little, and if you fuck up though, if you go too quick, then they'll slow down.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get people that don't get it. They don't get it.
Don't get the game.
They don't get the game.
Yeah.
And they just, and you're like, I need to get to work, can't afford to slow down. and then you're stuck in this, and it's really awkward.
I don't fuck with that, man. I'm 6'7". I'm going to be the faster one.
You always the faster one. Do you know what I've noticed? I once tried, this is going to sound really creepy. I don't think she knew, but there was a woman walking, right? And she was really small.
Yeah.
And she was so quick. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was amazed at how quick she was at walking, because she was tiny and she wasn't moving her legs that quick. So do you know what I did? I started trying to move my legs as quick as her.
Yeah, to see if you would sync up in pace.
Well, assuming that my stride is bigger.
Yeah, you should.
I should
right.
eat the ground up.
Yeah.
She was so quick. I was doing it, and I think I realised I was like going when I was walking. Like, I've got to stop. This looks weird as fuck. But yeah, it just confused me. Some women just glide.
I used to like race people on my walk to work without them knowing. You know, I would like in my head, I'd be like, I'm going to overtake that guy.
Yeah, sometimes I would.
I'd see someone like further up the platform.
I've been quite cruel with this sometimes. I've got ahead of someone, and then you know what I've done?
Yeah.
I've just slowed down.
Just to like fuck them up.
Yeah. I just sit, and then when they get just about level, I pick the pace up again. So that if they want to overtake me, they've got to go for it. They've really got to go.
I do quite like it if someone's overtaken it. Just a subtle speed
I used to do
up.
it, mate. Honestly, all the time, just mess with people's heads. And always down on the phone or do. This was before smartphones though, so you had to pretend to text or something.
Yeah, you had to make your own fun.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did. Do you reckon smartphones have taken away from society?
Oh, there we go. That's a big one. I think they have both massively added and massively taken away.
What have they massively added?
Well, like the thing with like,
I don't think they have massively added.
They've
They've added certain.
No, man,
elements
hugely. Like what they are is like a smartphone is fucking freedom, and it's also a prison.
Yeah.
It's like you can do literally anything. If you're like a creative person in particular, like I've got a whole fucking film studio in my phone. Like I can film stuff, edit it, put it out to the masses.
Yeah, but I can't do that because I can't work technology.
Yeah, well, you can't work out, so it's not added anything
it's more
to your
just
life.
a prison for me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a frustrating prison I can't get into.
Yeah, this is the reason you're so far.
Can I get into prison? I want to come in.
I'll put my fingerprint in.
I've been following women home, but not for any. Just trying to match the steps.
Faster.
They were fast and small. I couldn't work it out.
But like, yeah, it's no. I think like they because it's like such a democratization of information, man, and it's like taken what the internet did and made it 10 times more. But it is, that causes good and bad effects because like for every time there's like the Arab Spring where there's like revolutions happening because
it's
of
strange title for many atrocities. The Arab Spring.
Well, the Arab Spring, it sounds like a fucking sparkling water brand, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but
Arab Spring.
But it was a lot of like people's movements and stuff, and it was genuinely like the revolution in Ukraine that ended horribly, but the good part of it
They
Like
tried
with
to, for a
smartphones.
little bit, they tried to resist being neoliberalised, but that could never happen.
Nah, this is it, man. And like, it's you can organise shit, you can hold truth to power, you can do all sorts of incredible things with it. You can make your own life through it. You can make your own career through it. You can make your own business through it. You can do anything now if you have a smartphone.
Okay, if you're creatively, but in terms of democratisation, say that word.
Democratisation
Of information, that's that. We've
it
probably got
has,
the exact
but
opposite because all the corporates control now. So there's like 6 corporations that control everything.
Yeah.
And it used to be about 50 about 20 years ago.
Yeah, the internet's contracted like
the
that.
mergers have
But
just gone boosh.
There's also, for every, like, this is the thing with the internet, for everything you say, the opposite is also true because it's so vast and far reaching. So, yeah, there are, like, a lot of, like, more corporate control of a lot of shit. Like, there's been condensed down into this, but there is also loads of rebellious underground stuff that you haven't found because it's deliberately
can't get into
there.
the prison, man.
Mate, don't ever go on the deep
just
web.
walk
You'll be
around
searching
it.
fucking cat pictures.
Yeah, look at that.
You'll find a community that's very supportive of your peccadillos.
Well, I bet there is some out there.
Oh, there's definitely like a bestiality. Yeah, there's loads of that.
Oh yeah, that is weird though, isn't it?
Don't download any of that. It's on the highest. It's the top tier of like illegal porno. Is bestiality? Yeah,
well,
you
they
get
don't have a
loads of
choice in it. Though. It's not like
Yeah, it's not good. I don't think you should shag animals.
Oh, I mean, my cat was, coming on to me a little bit. I'm going to say it was. I wasn't doing it. I definitely didn't jizz on it.
I mean, here's a thought I did
Promise.
have once when I was late at night by myself with the dog. I didn't want to fuck it. Right, and that's not what I'm saying.
It's just getting really weird.
I know, man. I've given this too much preamble. I should have just said the thing.
Okay.
But, right, I love my dog that much.
Yeah.
Right, I love him.
Yeah.
He's my best mate. I love him so much. I wish there was a way, like sex, but not sex, to show how much I love my dog.
He knows that, though.
He does.
He knows in the way that you've got your bond.
I'd like, to be that extra level. But that's not shagging. It's got to not be shagging. It's got to very definitely not be shagging.
Just gotta give him a cuddle and
yeah, we do all that, man.
yeah, that's enough because you don't want to humanise the dog.
Already, I'm way past that, man.
Yeah,
He's
you have,
a
haven't
fucking
you?
dude, yeah.
Yeah, you have humanised the
Got him a
dog.
fucking customised biker jacket for Christmas. It's got his own name on the back, yeah.
It's like
Got like patches.
like fucking the pink ladies in the fucking team.
Yeah, it looks like he's in the Warriors, man. He's got like
Yeah.
a denim jacket that is his little harness for when he goes on walks, man. It's absolutely, yeah, I've gone.
Have you got a jacket as well that's the same?
I'm tempted.
You should do. That could start a craze, man.
I think that's too far matching me dog, is it?
Yeah, no, you should do it. No one else is doing it. Who else is doing that?
Not cool people.
No, you don't have to worry about that.
Like, to be honest, if I saw someone matching the dog, I'd be like, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah,
But,
but if
you know,
you did it, you'd
if
be
I
like,
did it.
Bernie.
And Bernie Mac's a fucking cool dog.
Yeah.
So,
You're like, Bernie, we've got the same, He might notice.
yeah.
Dogs see black and white. How do you know?
That's true, yeah. They only see black and white.
How do you know? Who's ever fucking been in a dog's head?
There must be
there's
a way
a few
you can
pubs.
tell.
Is there a pub called the Dog's Head? There should be.
There must be. Right, but like
The
let's
dog's
try
head.
and work out how would you test it? How would you test what colours a dog can see?
Yeah, what colour is this? Red! Fucking...
But like there must be a way that they're testing that. Maybe they there's like a picture that
a kaleidoscope or something.
well, like you get
What do you see? Black and white.
there's like colourblind tests where there's like dots. Maybe
Yeah.
they do that, but there's like a picture of a bone on one.
I don't know how you test it.
I don't know.
Because you
I
can't communicate with the dog and say,
No.
do you see? How do you explain red even?
Well, like, it's part of the reason I don't eat meat anymore, mate. You can't tell how.
And why
intelligent
don't they see in
animals are.
colour?
I don't know. They must just not need to evolutionarily.
Wise.
Evolutionarily.
What do koalas eat, by the way?
Bamboo.
Is it bamboo in Australia?
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh no.
They don't have bamboo in Australia, do they?
They have bamboo
in the
Australia.
Australian jungle, thick with bamboo.
Fuck are we talking about? I don't know, mate.
Do they eat leaves? Are they,
Eucalyptus. That's what they eat.
Did they?
Eucalyptus. Yeah.
does that get you high or something? Or
I think it just gives you a smooth bum, doesn't it? Eucalyptus.
I don't know. There's
Well,
a
they put it in
eucalyptus
loo roll,
tree.
don't they?
Do they? Yeah, they do. I
Yeah.
suppose they do. That's why.
Yeah,
I've
that's
heard
why
it.
there's the koala on the Charmin packet. We've got a little koala on the loo roll.
Oh,
haven't
have they?
Yeah, man. I mean, that is like, look, like there wasn't a monkey involved in the making of Cocoa Pops.
No.
There isn't a tiger down the Frosties factory. I have just like believed, These two things. There's a koala on the packet.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
They must eat toilet roll.
Maybe they do. Maybe they love a bit of aloe vera.
I think they just chew plants, don't they? Because you can't go out.
They're not
hunting.
a predator. You can't sleep for 20 hours a day as a fucking apex predator.
No,
mate.
you can't.
Like, you got to be out catching shit.
Well, lions sleep a lot.
Yeah, but like, I don't think it's
Stressful life though, being a lion.
It is, man.
You look at them and think, oh, even if because you're king of the jungle, there's always another lion that's going to come and get you.
They don't even live in jungles. It's such a misnomer.
Do you know what they do if they defeat you? They eat your kids. It's horrible, isn't it?
Don't lose a fight to a lion, is what I'd say.
Yeah, if another lion comes along, it's stressful. It's stressful.
Yeah.
But then if you are king, you got a load of you got all your birds that you're nailing, and
there's that. You got
and the women do the hunting.
The women do the hunting.
Then you just shag them and then they go get you some food.
Yeah, that does sound.
That is probably worth the
none
stress.
of that fucking back chats.
Yeah,
but no, like it does look stressful. Whenever I watch like a nature documentary, I'm like, fuck that. That's why when people are like, animals need to be in the wild. Like, do you know what the wild is? Animals just like it was a thing I always had with like, look, I'm a vegetarian now, right? But like the one bit, like, there's loads of like vegetarian arguments I've got no time for. When vegetarians say, I'm like, shut the fuck up. They're like, it's inhumane animals dying, and it's like, how do you think they die in the wild, right? No one's going around with a bolt gun in the wild, putting them quickly. It's like you starve or you get ate.
I've got a problem with the word inhumane as well, because what human beings are the most destructive species on the planet by a fucking distance.
It is true, mate.
So what is our language has disguised the fact that we are so. Whereas if it's inhumane, like human beings have got this innate ability to be more caring than any other species, it's the exact opposite. Yeah, to be human is to destroy the fucking planet at the minute. Yeah. So and I've
got a nicer view of humanity, I think, man. I think it's like it's everything. Like, I've got this total thing of like it's like I totally believe that like there's a balance, isn't there? There's whatever
it's
you
the
say
balance
about
that we're upsetting. We are
true.
upsetting the balance.
True. But like
of nature,
humans are capable of being more caring than anything, and some people are. And like, even
that is true. I suppose you don't see a koala bear cuddling.
Where's your koala soup kitchen?
A kangaroo, do you?
I've never seen a fucking like ferret working in a food bank.
But what animals do is they live in harmony. They're symbiotic. They
just because they're not smart enough, man. You're telling me.
Well, there's different types of. How do you know there's different types of consciousness? Did you know that trees have got conscience?
Yeah, right. I've been reading.
They talk to each other.
Yeah, they
via roots
and mushrooms.
Yeah,
fungus underground.
Fungus as well.
Yeah, and like send messages and like nutrients around forests.
Fungus, right? You know mushrooms, fungi.
Yeah,
right. It's massive.
Yeah, man.
They're like the biggest things.
Yeah.
The biggest.
Mate,
I read a square mile big.
Yeah, because like all the roots underneath.
Yeah. But you don't see a lot of mushrooms. Well, they're all underground.
I was like, because I was reading this book.
How do they grow? Even in sunlight, they just grow.
They're like, because they're like, mate, mushrooms, you've got me on a thread here. I'm going to fucking dive in.
They're a different type of thing.
A whole different thing. And we're nowhere near close to understanding them, right?
So you're telling me that trees talk through mushrooms?
Yeah. So like, I was reading.
We feel like let's take some mushrooms if it's saying that.
I've read 5 chapters of the book. I'm about 3rd in. Like, I'm not an authority.
I want to quickly say something. I'm reading a book at the moment, and I got knackered, right? And I wasn't even on page 1.
Mate, prologue is warning you out.
The preface. Oh, the fucking is knackered.
There's a lot of fucking chapters on that list.
Go on, continue about mushrooms.
So
being chatty
reading about like the science of like hallucinogens and like using like psychedelic drugs to like heal people and like their potential as medicine.
Yeah, we have turned our back on this because our ancestors knew a lot more about it.
We're turning back to it, though. There's like a lot of breakthroughs happening at the moment. But the reason I brought that up is because we don't know how mushroom consciousness works, right? And I'm going to get into like some like deep mad shit here, right?
We don't know how mushroom consciousness
Stay
works.
with me on this, right? I know this feels like it's 5 a.m. and I've cornered you in a kitchen at a house party.
You really does.
But right, mushrooms are on like another level, lad. Right, no.
Mushrooms.
I'm telling you, right, because there's this, like, You know how there's like mushrooms where
Fucking slimy mushrooms.
fucking listen to my mushroom shit.
All right,
right.
sorry.
So no, you know how there's like mushrooms that like an insect will eat, and it goes into the insect's brain and takes over their brain. It's like a parasite. Do you know this?
No.
So the mushroom will like grow in the ant. So an ant will eat a mushroom.
I'm
spore.
freaked out here, man.
Mate.
This is freaking me out. So a mushroom is like, come and eat me.
Yeah.
And then it eats you, and then
it goes in. So once it's inside the ant,
and then the mushroom starts taking over the fucking ant.
It grows out of the mushroom. It grows out of the ant's head.
No, it doesn't, mate.
Mate, I will show you a video.
Are you taking the fucking piss?
I swear to God. So it takes over over the ant, and that controls the ant. And what it does, it makes the ant walk up a plant into a position where a bird will see it, because there's a certain type of bird.
No, I'm getting tickles down my spine here, mate.
It's mental,
a mushroom's fucking calling the shots.
Mate, so this ant walks up the tree to where the bird can catch it, and then it gets in the bird, and it takes over the bird's brain. And that's where it lives. It's a parasite that lives in the bird brain.
Like, this is how you say you're a fucking bird brain.
So,
mushroom, mate.
The theory that I was reading about...
Why is it trying to take over a bird?
Because like that's where it thrives best in that particular type of bird. Anyway, so the theory is...
Why a bird?
I don't know, right? I haven't got that answer.
It wants to fly?
Yeah, maybe, man.
Yeah, we all want to fly.
Dreamed of,
yeah,
the gift to fly.
This is like, it's just like, what are we doing down here?
Fuck it, I'm getting in an ant.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's get a bird.
But yeah, like that mushroom basically treats an ant like a Vauxhall Corsa. Like, just nip into the shops in it.
Yeah.
But right, so the theory on why like psilocybin, like magic mushrooms, and why they exist and why they've evolved, right? And they always grow around human settlements. So the theory is that they do the same thing, but with our brains. So when we take them, they take a bit over our brain, and like they cause us to feel so good, and they do so much good to our like soul that we want them around, and that's their evolutionary strategy, right? And like I can totally believe it, because like I've done a lot of them in the past, and there is a certain feeling with like hallucinogens and trips where you feel like connected into something much bigger.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's mushroom consciousness. I think I'm fucking talking to the fucking
there's
mushrooms
stuff in the Amazon.
ground.
I'm trying to remember what it's called. Something wacky.
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, it's similar to DMT. Ayahuasca.
Yes, it is pretty much DMT, but it stimulates.
That's like the shaman one, isn't it?
Yeah, but we've got like the oldest part of our brain, that's been there since that chimpanzees and stuff also have. Yeah, it stimulates that.
Yeah, man.
And then you start. Apparently, I've never done it, but you feel you see reality differently.
Well, I definitely do see reality differently because of like particularly acid, like LSD.
I can't believe that mushrooms could take over ants and birds.
Well, like LSD is derived from mushrooms as well. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So like, but like, yeah, LSD, like acid, I genuinely attribute to like changing my life in such positive ways. It's what stopped me drinking, man. And like, it made me so much less selfish, because what happens with like, when you take enough, you see outside yourself, you experience outside yourself. Your ego is separated from your body.
That's right. You need to
you see how
defeat your own ego.
You see how cosmically small you are, and you feel that, and you feel how okay that is, that you're so insignificant, and it changes your perspective on life. It did for me, man. Like, I know I'm like a fucking raging hippie with this, but like, it genuinely made me a better person. Like, I think like it gets a real hard rep, like, because people fuck up taking these sort of drugs. You got to be serious with them, right?
Yeah.
They're not like something to do casually.
It's not recreational.
Well, they are if you do them right.
Yeah.
But you got to be in. It's set and setting.
Well, DMT, ayahuasca.
Yeah, that's not like
that's not
a party
recreational.
drug. No. Acid can be, but like if you have a little bit in the right setting, but you got to be in the right environment. People do it in like a basement that they've never been in before with sketchy people, and then wonder why they have a bad time.
Yeah.
Do it in a field when it's sunny with your mates. What?
Yeah.
Mate, honestly.
But don't fall asleep and get sunburned.
It made me so much better, because I experienced infinity, right? I felt what infinity really means. And it's so hard to put into words, that feeling.
What does infinity mean then?
Well, like, it's not like there's a meaning I could like lay out to you like that. It's more like I was aware intellectually of the concept of infinity. But then when you
talk to me about infinity, then.
So I was like, in my mind, there was a bit once where I was inside Google, right? I was in Google.
Right.
And like, I was actually physically stood inside a wooden fortress at a festival.
Okay.
Yeah. That was my physical location.
Yeah.
But my brain went into like this, mate, there was this light show and it triggered the acid in me and I just whoosh. And I was in this like, I was like seeing information in its like purest form and I could just access all the knowledge and it was just all there at once. But then like you could just, because I could experience it all at once. Like, you know, in normal life, you can only focus on like one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I could feel the feeling of feeling it all.
Is it like the Matrix when it is it Neo?
Ones and zeros a bit, man. Yeah, it's a bit like that, man.
Is his name Neo?
Neo, yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
a
like
weird
new,
name,
and it's
yeah.
like means like new. I think
Yeah.
in like old Greek or whatever. But yeah, it was like yeah, man. So like it genuinely like changed my life for like.
Tell you
not for the
one
better.
interesting thing about infinity. It could exist.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting concept, and it's probably something you never thought of. And you always think about infinity getting bigger forever.
Yeah.
It also gets smaller forever.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're never at the bottom of infinity. You're always right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And that straight away, it blows your mind because it's what we take as common sense or as reality can be so skewed.
Yeah, man.
When you just say something else and reality can become something different.
Especially-
and also, by the way,
when
we're trying to, what is reality? When we're trying to work out what's the smallest bits of matter. Yeah. We've got to quarks and all sorts of things like that now with quantum physics. It gets grainy. You cannot see small things. What does that tell you?
Yeah, we can't measure it. There's something beyond it, isn't there? And
Yeah, it goes too grainy. We can't see small enough right now.
Yeah, I know, man.
I say we can't see big enough either.
And like electrons can be in two places at once.
Exactly, they can in the quantum world.
Man.
Yeah, in
So,
the quantum realm. But that could be that's not even anywhere near as small as we should be getting.
No, man, that's what I mean. Like, we don't understand shit. And, like, it really, like, having that blasted out your head by a good big dose of drugs, I think, is really good for people.
It's just a good perspective change, that. We always think that we're at the bottom of infinity. We're not, right in the middle of it. It gets smaller forever.
And when you sort of, like, feel your place in that, I think it's good for you. I genuinely think it is.
I do.
They are, like, I genuinely endorse using, like, psychedelic drugs. I think they're really a good idea when done properly. And if you've got an underlying mental health condition,
it's a bit
probably
silly,
not.
actually, that a lot of them are illegal because they grow naturally in the ground. So why criminal laws against the war on drugs is a joke.
Mental, man.
It is a joke.
Mental. Like,
And
I am pro legalization of everything.
Yeah, I mean, we could be taxed. Have we talked about this?
I don't think we have. Even if we have, fuck it, like I can fucking skip past it.
Well, we should be taxing the hell out of it.
Yeah, man.
And because it's just that black market that all that money and people want to do these things.
People are grown-ups.
And alcohol, like I think you said it, we've got a bloody ambulance in every town centre.
Exactly, lads.
An ambulance because of what alcohol does to us.
Yeah, man.
And that's perfectly fucking legal.
There's all these myths though with like
strange.
With like it's the like drug education we get at school is mental, and it's part of the reason I did so many drugs.
Just say no.
Yeah, and
that was from do you know what I think
Grange Hill.
It was Clinton. I think it was Hillary Clinton that's what was doing that. Just saying no. I was watching a documentary on it quite recently, but due to not being able to remember anything, I've forgotten it.
Yeah, but it's like all that stuff where like they equate all the drugs together and they're like these are all bad, but then as soon as you try one and you realise it's not, then it all crumbles.
Cannabis is the gateway drug, isn't it? That was known as it's not that bad, but if you start smoking that, then you'll end up on this crack.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I did make that progression through, but I started with booze.
Did you?
Not to crack. I never got all the way to crack. But like, yeah, it's not a gateway drug because it leads on to other stuff. It's just easy to get hold of, and like it's the safe one. So like, magic mushrooms are the safest drug you can fucking do. Like magic mushrooms are incredibly safe. If they are definitely magic mushrooms, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, don't eat the wrong mushrooms because they're bloody poisonous.
Exactly. But then, like, when there's all these stories of, like, oh, yeah, like, you took acid and, like, jumped off a building. Like, you know, I think...
Well, I'm sure that can happen because you're seeing things a bit...
Yeah, but, like, it's not like that.
No, it's not.
It's
it doesn't warp your reality to that extent.
Exactly. You know what?
Well, I think I can fly. You know, you've just...
And it's,
you've missed the point.
I don't know. There's just a lot of fear of it, and there's
a lot of fear on drugs, a lot of like bad education around it. But we have very weird attitude towards it. You know, in terms of the law.
Yeah, man.
And it's just pretending. You know that that 3 million people a weekend in this country alone aren't going out and doing it.
And mate, like with like psychedelics, like they're really helping with like addiction and depression and stuff that's really hard to treat and that we don't treat. Like with like depression, you just turn up if you get anything from the fucking doctors, they'll just give you a pill and then you're on that forever.
They are desperately trying to get us to take loads of pills, like because the Americans have got this god awful system where they are trying to make money out of health.
Yeah, man.
So what they do, they're selling drugs to everybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what? When my daughter went for a little eye operation, oh, fine. She went into a private one. It was through the NHS, but ended up in this private place. And they gave her so many painkillers. And Rach was like, she's got into really like pro biopics, like all the stomach stuff. She's massive to food. She's like, I'm not giving her those. Yeah. So we had a conversation with the doctor and he went, oh yeah, they're always doing that. We keep telling them stop. And it's bad for the kid's stomach.
Because he's fucking industrial painkillers.
Because
they're
pushing drugs. And they're pushing drugs on 5-year-old kids, mate.
Mate, and that's how like in America there's like a massive opioid crisis.
Of course
because
there
they
is.
all get prescribed
And
heroin.
do you know what you need for to get a drug on the market? You need 2 studies, right, that show it works at a certain thing. You could do 1,000 studies, okay, and it works twice.
You pick the 2, yeah, man.
That is literally what happens. Most of them are placebos. They don't fucking work. In fact, a lot of them are bad for you.
Yeah.
They're genuinely bad for you.
This is it,
But
man.
they get the studies through because it's twice, and you can get 2 anomalies if you do 100 tests.
Yeah.
That is literally. That is how it works.
Yeah, it can
it's
be, man.
criminal, mate.
And like it's like there's some things I don't think there should be profit in, to be honest. Like
we live in a very individualised society, mate. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been doing a lot of reading on capitalist realism at the moment. And that's why I'm reading a book that I can't start on page 1.
Yeah, man, it got pretty heavy.
It's like 361 pages. If you were interested, it's about how we see no alternatives to capitalism. Yeah. But it's also about I'm reading about how what goes with capitalism, and individualism is key. Yeah. You've got to have individualism for capitalism to even exist. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Yeah. So we live in a very individualised society, and that is not natural. Yeah. And that's why. Why do you think? Why so much fucking depression? Yeah. Why does everyone feel like they're losing? Why do both political sides? Because the whole structural framework is
and like the nature of modern
wrong.
work is a thing I got obsessed with for ages. So like it's fucking horrible. There's a lot of people who like do jobs where they don't feel like valued. They don't feel like they're doing anything. I was in him for ages. When you're like a guy in an office who does a job that you know doesn't need to exist, it's demoralising.
Yeah, it is.
It gets you down, man.
At least with teaching, you feel like you're doing something.
Exactly,
you're helping people, and that's important.
The people who feel like happy are like craftsmen, people who like make something. Yeah. But like, so like, yeah, like, and I'm
to have a skill and to use it is nice.
Yeah, like I'm a bit like I'm with you on that a lot. I've done a lot of like anti-capitalist reading and all that. I've been on the fucking. I had a real communist phase as a teenager.
Well, it doesn't mean you're a communist.
No,
I'm not. I wouldn't say I was a communist. I'm not.
This is the problem with it, man. I agree, whenever I read a critique of capitalism, I'm like, yeah, I think all those things are wrong. But then when I think about other alternatives, I'm like, they're all fucked as well. I genuinely don't think there's a good way to govern people on a mass scale.
Well, yeah, we need to devolve.
There's compromises. The best anyone's ever done is like Norway, right? Like the best.
Yeah, but they're reliant on oil money.
Yeah, which we could be. We've got it.
We don't want to be going into oils.
No, but like
do you know the world economy has to keep growing because
Yeah.
capitalism has a growth fetish. And
Yeah,
if you don't
that's
grow, you're in
fucked.
recession.
Yeah.
Like unemployment, for example, is a purely capitalist thing. Why do we have that? It's ridiculous. But anyway, if the world economy grows at 2-3%, which is demanded by capitalism, we're doubling the output of carbon by 2050. That's 30 years. Yeah. How is the planet going? We're 4 times over planetary boundaries.
I think everything's
the world.
fucked.
Yeah,
Man.
The world is like my boy. My girl's born in 2015. My boy's born in 2019. When they're 80 years old, it's 2100.
I know, man.
So it's like
It's going to be mental then. Everyone pictures like this Jetsons future with like hover cars.
I know.
I picture like Blade Runner, man. Like,
literally scarcity of everything. Man. And, if you don't have a gun, you're dead.
Best get yourself some abs and get on fucking OnlyFans. It's going to be the only way to make any money in the future, isn't it?
Totally, mate. You need to get some military training to your kids. I once suggested to Rach, she just fucking laughed at me.
Military training.
What does it make a difference? Do you can shoot a gun, but someday, someone will just take the gun off you and bat you on the head, and because you're not a hardened criminal, son.
I don't know. I think there'll be good and bad in the future. I see like both sides of the coin, man. I think we will. I genuinely think with climate change, eventually we'll technology our way out of that. I think we'll find a way.
There are tipping points, and there's only so much it can do.
But I reckon we'll find a way to work it back, right? Like,
hopefully.
Because technology is growing exponentially. Like the speed and power of everything grows exponentially. So within a couple of years, we've got AIs that are way more intelligent than us.
Do you reckon computers will ever
That's
take
what I'm
over?
worried about. Yeah, man. I'm genuinely, mate. I've smoked,
Is that your big fear?
I've smoked too much weed, man. I'm so scared of like the robots taking over, man.
I know,
mate. Because like the singularity.
Well, that like, what is consciousness? Because you're going to get robots that could do so much.
Yeah.
Are they going to want to develop some form of? And it only needs to happen once.
Oh yeah, man. And like
if it happens once,
we only get one time to set off artificial intelligence. We've got to get it right the first time, which we won't because we're human.
I suppose that they have to go back to their basic primary function that you give them, don't they?
Not necessarily. What if they're way smarter than like within a few years? We're talking.
Well, actually,
they will be exponentially more intelligent than us.
I've heard that
we won't be able to keep up with them.
They had to switch one off because within a few seconds it was fucking.
Oh mate, there's been a few where they're like, nah. There was one where they had.
It just learns like that, boom. So then suddenly it knows everything we've ever done.
Yeah.
And then can fucking model the future or whatever. And about 2 seconds, mate, shit. Switch it off.
There was one a couple of years ago. I think
Start it up again.
I think it was Google that tried one, right, where they tried to build like an AI, and it was based on like it would skim the internet and work out how people talked and thing and all that. They had to turn it off because within 24 hours it was just a Nazi. It was just being super racist.
Really?
It just like skimmed the internet, found the worst corners of it, and it was saying some horrible things.
Well, on the internet, like particularly on social media, more extreme opinions are more popular.
This is it, man. This is the problem.
Which is why, it feels like there's no centre ground.
This is what people need to remember about social media. I think it's like 87% of people aren't on Twitter. Right, it's not the real world.
No,
it's right. Already, the people who join those social media platforms are like a small niche, and then what gets popular on there is like the most obnoxious opinions.
Yeah.
So whenever like people, like I've seen people going like, "Oh, if the left are so tolerant, why do I only see whiny streaky people?" Or vice versa. If the right are so fucking whatever, why do I only see that? Because that's all that's getting fed to you. You don't see the people on the opposite side to you who have the reasonable takes, because they're not the ones getting quote tweeted to dunk on them by loads of other people. So you only see the more and more progressively offensive shit. And then everyone, mate, I've gone off now, right? This fucking Piers Morgan shit this week with him storming off, and everyone's like, oh, look, Piers Morgan stormed off. It's the fucking WWF. It's a circus. It's all for show.
And news is entertainment. He's got that from the States.
Exactly. And it's just want people to share that shit. And if you're sharing it going, look at this idiot getting told, all that tells that fucking supercomputer that's working that social media is that you want to see more Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
You're fucking making it worse for yourself.
Yeah, more of this, please.
Yeah, and it works on the other side. It's not a right or left problem.
I was thinking
people on the right only see the fucking blue-haired dickheads who want to shut everything down, and the people on the left only...
What I often do, though, is my curiosity gets the better of me now, and I'll click on the thread and I'll see what people have put.
Yeah.
And then and you're like, people are ranting away, and you're thinking, it's so trivial. You have chosen to go on the internet, which is information of all the whole bloody world is on there, and there's all these incredibly important matters that we face as human beings, and you are defined by what you put on there, and you have chosen to pinpoint a spat on a television program between two egos about something else that is particularly trivial about a woman, Meghan Markle, who said something about a family. And you're like, there's people dying of poverty. Half the world live in poverty. There's so many matters you could take up. The green fucking, or if you're on the right, there's like migration and things like that. Mass migration, things you could take, and you have chosen to vent all your frustration. It's like just fucking get some class. Get some fucking dignity. Get
Chill
some
out.
fucking
Turn your
educate
phone
yourself.
off. Go for
Stop
a
being
walk.
that dickhead.
Yeah.
Stop being that dickhead.
Mate, I tell you the one that I find fucking funniest is Graham Linehan. Do you know he is the guy who wrote Father Ted and the IT Crowd.
Yes.
And like loads of like great sitcoms, right? He over the last couple of years, he got into because some people complained about an episode of the IT Crowd where he dates a trans woman, and the joke is she's like a bloke, right? And like now, all right, obviously in these modern times, the sort of thing that people
You've
get
got to
offended
put things in context.
It's-
For the time they were.
Exactly, and it was like, look, I'm completely on the side of they were trying to be funny, all that, but right, rather than just going, look, I was trying to be funny, fucking get over it, or going, you know what, it was a bit, it wasn't right, I shouldn't have done it. Either of those things.
Yeah, apologise.
Either of those was an option. You could have done either.
say sorry.
Go fuck.
What's done is
you
done.
can go fuck off, or you can go sorry. He could have taken one of those. What he's done instead is get obsessed with like the trans rights debate, and he's like got so obsessed with it to the point that he got banned off Twitter eventually. He's got banned off
What is it? Is he having a go at them?
constantly going like, you know, you're not women, blah 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 blah, blah, and like going mental. And
Wow.
Like I don't.
That's another thing. Like I've got a trans friend who's actually transitioning from woman to man.
Right.
Because you always think the other way around.
Yeah, they go both ways. Yeah.
And I've got to call her him.
Yeah.
And he is the most nicest soul, you know.
This is it, man. They're getting enough shit as it is.
But yeah, they are really under attack.
Yeah.
But I once got on Twitter and defended a trans situation and just said, you know,
Yeah.
and I weighed in a little bit.
Bad move, man.
When I say,
it's the most toxic bit of the internet, man. That is poking the hornet's nest. I leave
honestly,
trans shit
a
alone.
lot of them were Americans actually, and it's women.
Yeah.
American women seem really threatened by it.
This is it. And like Graham Linehan got into this whole cabal and got so obsessed with it. He's been in like his marriage broke down. He's destroyed his career.
Really?
His whole life has crumbled.
Just let people be.
Because he's got this mental obsession with it, and he's like, oh, but like women are being, you know, and he's got this thing where he feels like he's defending people and like, look, I know, look, I don't want to get into this fucking debate myself because I know people do get shut down for expressing fair opinions and trying to have discussion on the other side. I don't think it's a complete.
Did you see that fucking banjo player?
What?
Was it
from Mumford & Sons. Fucking dickhead.
He got fucking kicked out band, I think. He's
Well,
taking
no,
a break.
they're taking a break, right?
Well, it's not gigging, are they?
So the story is, right, he shared a book of like a right-wing author that he
said, yeah,
enjoyed
interesting,
it.
but
And look, the reaction to it was ridiculous. I think read what you want to read. You know, maybe the book's good. I've not fucking read it.
I think intolerance is I've got an intolerance for intolerance.
Totally, and I'm not saying that.
Either way, it's a weird situation to be in,
Yeah.
but I will not scream at you for that.
Yeah.
In the end, right? I just fuck it. If human civilization fucks up, fuck it.
Everyone's just
Go
got
with
to
it.
chill out a bit. Embrace the possibility that you might be wrong.
Yeah.
Embrace the possibility you might not have all the
Stop
answers.
being horrible.
Stop wading into arguments that aren't yours to have. Who gives a fuck?
If someone wants to do something and they aren't hurting anybody else,
then I literally cannot see any reason why anyone else would get involved.
yeah, I don't worry about the repercussions of like the example they set.
Yeah.
By like, you know.
At the same time, like I don't think, you know, like I think people get a lot of unfair grief for expressing opinions, you know, unnecessarily. But like, yeah, just everyone needs to just take it down a notch, innit?
Just chill out, man. I don't think the people that listen to this podcast, I don't think they're these dickheads.
I don't think they are, man.
There are people, man. I bet they're as sound as we are.
I know.
Are we dickheads?
Yeah,
we might be. Yeah, we are
definitely,
dickheads, aren't we?
I definitely, and in ways we won't even realise. But I think we try and be fair.
Yeah, that's right.
We try
Yeah.
and be fair, don't we? We try and be nice.
We try and be nice.
Yeah.
Should we end the podcast on that?
Yeah, because
Try
we're
to
about
be
there.
nice. Be more like, do you know what? Be more like a fucking koala
Be
bear.
like us, right?
20 hours
We're
a day.
brilliant.
Just sleep for 20 hours a day.
Exactly. Yeah, we should end it here because we've done about an hour and 20. One of the comments on YouTube actually from last week said it was a bit long. But, right, if you
Sorry,
think...
you don't have to listen to it all.
Well, this is what I'm saying, man. If you think it's a bit long, just
cut it
fucking
up.
stop.
Cut it up, like do a break.
Just stop. You're not going to miss anything important.
By the way, loads of things are fucking orange. Fire!
Oh,
Stop
fuck,
up,
mate.
Fire's orange. They had
The
loads
whole
of
of
fires.
autumn.
The whole of autumn
someone
was a good one. I
suggested.
saw that. Yeah, I was really wrong about that. And do you know what the payback is?
Yeah.
We've got a new roof, right? It's fucking orange. It looks shit. I didn't know the tiles were going to be orange. I just went along with it. It's fucking orange. It looks like someone's took a fucking Terry's chocolate and just fucking plonked it on top of my house.
I love that
it
you
doesn't
live in an
fit
orange house now.
I live with a fucking orange house, mate.
Little Mickey
It doesn't
10
fit
wanked
in
in
with
his
the rest of
orange
the
house.
street. It's like a new build orange thing. They're all fucking Edwarded houses.
love it.
1920s, is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone said it to me the other day.
Around then. He just repeated it to sound smart.
Yeah, and then straight away thought that's probably wrong.
Anyway, let's wrap it up. Like we always
Thanks for your comments, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, we always forget to write.
I do actually read the comments on this
I
podcast.
do, yeah. And like we've got a WhatsApp number. It's someone came up with a memory thing.
That was great. I saw that. It was
so we've been doing a thing where we've been trying to come up with a way to easily remember.
Is it I love you
mobile
or
number.
something?
Yeah, 520 is code for I love you. So our
Why
number.
is it 520?
I don't know.
Oh, 5. I
A, B,
love.
C, D, E. It's not that.
Oh,
I don't know, mate.
sure?
Anyway, it's just a code.
all right.
Right. So it's a code from
It's
some.
07. I love you.
Yeah, 520.
Nearly the devil. Football
665
formation.
442. It's great.
Thanks for that,
07520 665 442. If you want to send in a picture or a video or whatever, then
Do
let
it.
us know.
No one has them, have they?
Yeah, a couple, I think, maybe.
Have they?
I had a couple of weird ones.
Good.
But no, like, I don't know.
We need more. We need
Yeah,
more
send
on that
it.
WhatsApp. Just send us a dick pic or
Been an
something.
interesting one today, mate. We've had some like deep chats in there.
I had a couple of ideas that I wanted to discuss, but I always
hasn't
do,
happened.
and it never happens.
Maybe next week, mate.
Yeah,
Maybe next week.
I forgot what they are already.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us.
Oh, superstition.
All right. Well, we'll bring that up next week.
Yeah, it's
'cause
too
we're
late
done
now.
now. Yeah.
Sorry about it being too long, by the way. I do get that.
I don't give a fuck. Watch as much as you want. Just stop if you think it's too long. You're literally not missing anything, are you? You're not missing anything important. There's never going to be a bit that's like crucial.
Do you know what? But as much as
Let's
I value that listener, though, that they've chosen to go onto the internet and tell someone that something was too long.
I know. Oh, there was too much food at the free buffet. Fuck off.
No, it's good that they're getting in touch, though.
No, I think they're a prick. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Comment what you
Too
want.
long.
Don't give a fuck.
Well, actually, get back on and tell us how long we should be fucking doing.
Yeah, how much you want?
About an hour. I think they want about an hour.
Yeah, well,
55.
Some people said they wanted it longer, so it's just.
Listen, we're tailing off here. Just
I
fucking
know.
end it.
It's over.
Bye.
See you later.
Sorry.
Waka 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 waka.